Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to another
Hi,
episode of the
hello.
Frightening Alarming Real Life Tales show. We have no story. um
uh,
we have no audience story, so there's no so uh what
it's
what
just us.
what's the third part of the show called?
Um,
Stories that will make us go how. Yeah, we don't have
how?
that.
Yeah.
But we have a factor fic. We also have a few changes on the show. And of course, we will be talking about personal stories today. So why don't we get down to it?
I have a
Let's
question for
get down
you.
to
Why do you seem so
business.
scared?
Hi, I'm Niña.
And my name is Andrew. Welcome to Frightening, Alarming, Real Life Tales Show, a podcast where we talk about scary things that may or may not have happened in real life.
You don't know about that?
No.
You don't know about that? Oh my god.
I am genuinely freaked out.
So sit back, relax, and try not to go crazy with fright.
Aren't we all crazy?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
And again, welcome to another episode of the Frightening, Alarming, Real Life Tales show. I am Andrew, and I am here with my best friend.
Hi, I'm Nin. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Um...
Uh-huh. Anytime.
This is the
anytime.
19th episode and you still don't know how to introduce yourself. Okay.
No, I will never learn how to introduce myself, and I like it this way. And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure everyone does.
Um
You have to agree, you can't say no.
Fine. All right. How was your week?
It's okay. It's a week. Nothing happened. Oh, earlier today Kevin dropped by and then he gave me
More donuts?
honey butter.
Oh,
No,
I want
but it
honey
was
butter.
honey butter. Yes, I have like
Uh
5 small bags of honey butter right now.
I
So
always get the
yes.
big one.
I don't like the big one because the feeling got like the big one is basically half of the entire thing, and then like I feel like it contains lesser than the smaller ones. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's what I feel for some reason.
Well, I like the bigger one. I like it big.
Then good for you.
Okay. Is that it? You just had honey
Uh,
butter? Nothing
yeah,
new?
I just had
Nothing new
honey
to
butter.
share?
No,
What? Well,
why?
recently, I don't know if you were there. Me
No, I
and
wasn't.
Mars, and apparently someone named Niña,
What's this?
recorded a show,
What?
recorded a podcast. But it
Oh,
wasn't
what?
for the Frightening, Alarming, Real Life Tale show. It was for Rolling in the Den. Um,
Oh my god, I love that show.
oh my God, yes.
Oh my
So,
god.
new episodes are coming this October, and me and Ninya are guests in Mars's
Not me.
show.
Some other
Yeah,
ninja.
some other Ninya.
Mm-hmm.
We are guests on the second episode of the show, and
I don't know. I wasn't there
we did the recording yesterday.
last night. Yesterday. What was this?
Last night. Yeah, so we did
Oh.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I also made a painting.
Ooh.
I got into painting recently. Well,
Nice.
I have
Nice.
I had a
Nice.
canvas, just one canvas, and it's been like sitting in my room for like God knows how long. It's been
Mm-hmm.
years, and just recently, I bought a uh, poster paint. I bought poster paint.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used that to paint on my canvas, and I made like a little picture of Santorini, and it's so cute. I love it so much.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Also, I have been starting. I am becoming what they call a plantito. I
I like the
started
term.
to propagate plants from my grandma's garden. And I plan to put it in my room because that is the original
Oh.
plan in my room, and it's supposed to have plants and stuff. So only now did I,
Mm-hmm.
just have the
Follow through.
the follow through of it, uh the balls, no, the motivation to do it. So yeah,
I'm actually surprised because weren't you always into plants? Because I remember giving you a succulent
yeah, but
plant, this giant
those all
ass
died.
succulent plant.
Those all died. I'm what
Wow.
they call
When did they die?
a plant killer.
Murderer. Oh,
Yeah.
same.
And also, I don't want to admit this, but
What did
I
you do? What
have
happened?
I got into TikTok,
Oh God.
and people are watching my TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get let me put on my TikTok. Hold on. I get the highest amount of views that I have on my TikTok is 1,000 views with 100 something likes, and it's me singing
That's a lot.
I'll make a man out of you, and like
Oh,
I
nice.
I I I am a TikTok star. Oh my god. I am a TikTok star,
For how
Nix.
many days though?
Yeah, for how many days will
Congrats.
this last? So I'm in the
So no more
process of
Facebook for you?
I'm in the process of I'm in the process of creating more TikToks.
Of blah blah.
Yeah, oh, blah 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 blah. Um,
Okay.
yeah. I mentioned earlier that we will have changes to the show, and that is to lessen the stories that will make us go how. I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
like slowly remove that from the show. I want to be transparent with you and
Aw.
the listener, our friend right
Mm-hmm.
now, because it's so hard trying to look for people who want to share their stories,
Stories.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit frustrating that when like we don't have any story and it turns out like on the
To
last
tell
minute
the
we
other
do have
people.
one.
Yeah.
So I am thinking that we're just going to scrap that. We'll move on.
Are
We'll
we
move on from it.
replacing it though?
I'm thinking about it, but this episode we won't have one.
Mm.
For the next episode, maybe we will have one. I don't know.
I hope so. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean I am taking it away forever. It just
Mm-mm.
means that it's not necessarily
Hiatus.
going to be on the show all the time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a rare event.
Yeah, it's like a special event. Yeah. So I also mentioned we are gonna be playing Factor Fic. So why don't we just play the theme song to Factor Fic? Welcome to Factor Fic.
Welcome, one and all.
Hold on. Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Factor Fic.
Hello.
If you don't know what Factor Fic is, basically, I'm going to give a sentence or two recounting a frightening event, and it's Niña's job to guess whether it happened in real life, or is it fact, or was it a product of someone's imagination? It could be a song, a movie, or a book. In other words, fic. So that's how you play Factor Fic.
I would like to congratulate you for finally
Being able to
explain it
explain it without
yeah, having so much trouble.
what
I love you so
I
much.
actually wrote it down.
Congratulations.
I actually wrote it down.
Oh,
So
nice. Explains
okay.
a lot.
Here is the first fact or fic. A black boyfriend visits his white girlfriend's parents for the first time. Turns out the parents are human traffickers with the goal to sell the boyfriend. Is it fact or fic?
I would say fact because it is plausible that you know you know how human beings are, and then like if worse comes to worse, sometimes humanity isn't like at the greatest spot of showing like
And,
who they are and
uh-huh,
so on.
and you are wrong.
Oh, what?
It's
Is it a
actually,
movie?
yeah, it's a movie. It's Get Out.
Oh,
It's a recent movie. So,
oh,
um, yeah, go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's super cool.
I
I love
should.
I love the movie. Okay, here's the next fact or fic. A man who wears a blank William Shatner mask stalks babysitters around Haddonfield, Illinois. Is it fact or fic?
When you say blank, is it like you censored it out
No,
or?
a blank William Shatner mask. Like it's blank.
Oh, okay, now I get it. Hmm. I can see that happening though. So yeah, fact.
You okay? Final answer.
Yeah.
And you are wrong.
Oh,
It.
wow.
Why? What? This is like your worst factor fic
I
yet.
know. I know,
This is
right?
actually the first of all, Haddonfield, Illinois is a fictional place.
Oh, okay.
And it is the plot of the movie Halloween, Michael Myers.
Mm.
So you're wrong. You might have a
Oh.
chance to redeem yourself with this final factor fic. Just like at least get 1 point, Nins,
Can
please.
you imagine if I don't?
I hope not. Okay, here. Is
Okay,
this
go.
fact or fic? A movie. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to say this. This actually was turned into a movie or adapted or made into another movie before it
Mm,
happened. Okay,
mm.
so this was a movie before it actually happened.
So it's fiction.
Okay, here we go. A kid is stuck in his room. He passes his time by watching his neighbors from afar. He begins to suspect. He begins to suspect one of them is a murderer, and he was right. Is this fact or fic?
For some reason, I'm thinking of Monster House, because I don't know if you know that movie,
Yeah, I know
but
that movie.
it's a kid who's
I
like
I'm not
staring at
I'm not a
his
boomer. I know
neighbor.
that movie.
Mm. Anyway, well, like that's what I think. So I'm gonna say fic.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Now, okay, just saying, I said okay, two of the three answers have been ficked already.
Uh huh.
Okay? Are you sure that you want to go with fic?
Yeah.
Okay. Final answer?
I like how you're basically telling me to change your answer. But no, I'm not gonna change my answer. Yeah, that's my final answer.
And you are Nin's locking on to fic. I don't have the done sound. I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay.
Um locking on to fic,
Drum roll. Mhm.
and you are correct.
Hey.
It's fic.
Nice.
So, this is actually a remake or not really a remake, but it had the same plot as the 1954's Rear Window. Um, the plot is like it's Shia LaBeouf. Is it Shia LaBeouf? The plot is Shia LaBeouf. He's like a teenager
like a
stuck in his room, and he like sees like he notices that someone is like murdering people, and then apparently he's right and stuff like that. So this is the movie Disturbia. In 1954, it was Rear Window, and it wasn't a teenager, but rather it was an adult man. So that's very similar plots. Okay, so that's it for Factor Fic.
yay.
When we come back, we are going to be talking about personal farts that we have. I believe I haven't talked about this one in the show or anywhere really. I maybe like in person, but I haven't talked about this on any story time, on any vlog, and yeah, so this will be the first time that you will hear this personal fart of mine. And it actually has a mark. It actually gives a mark on like I have evidence to prove that this
It
actually
is
happened.
real.
Yeah. So we'll be right back. You know, I love Lazada. It is actually my go-to online shopping app. Okay, I have a confession to make. I am addicted to shopping, and being stuck at home hasn't exactly helped me scratch that itch. Do you get what I'm saying? But thanks to Lazada, I get my fix. Literally all the vlogging and podcasting equipment that I own right now, I got from Lazada. So if you're in the mood to shop online and you want to support the show, in the podcast description and on the Facebook page, we have an affiliate link that you can click, and that's it. No need to pay anything extra, just click, shop, and a part of whatever you buy will go to support the show. Again, if you want to support the show and you want to shop at Lazada, then just click on the link that we have in the podcast description or on the Facebook page. Find what you're looking for. Nasa Lazada yan. Lazada. Back to the show. And welcome back to the show.
For you, in this hand of mine, you can't stop the things I do. I lie. I've searched high and low, wrote down an essay. Now Andrew is back, and there's hell to pay. There's a story for you. And this hand of
Mine. Okay, so I told you guys before we went to break that I actually have evidence that this event happened to me, and it's a physical evidence, and it's on my knee.
Mm.
But
Oh, I know. Deb, I think you told this story.
what here?
I think so.
No, I
But
didn't.
continue though.
Okay. So
I want to make sure if it's the story.
I was around 7 or 8 when this happened. I went to a very small school in a very big place. So it was here in Davao, and I was like
A
the
young
school.
boy.
Yeah, when I was a young boy. No,
Flagged.
like the school was little. Like there were not a lot of kids, but
Mm.
the area that the school bought was huge. Okay. And there were these like lots of alleyways, lots of places where you can explore and run around and play around. So, um, I love exploring. Like, I love adventure. You know
Okay,
me.
Dora.
I like going out. I like seeing
Yeah.
places, going to places and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I was the same back then. So, me and my friend decided to go exploring. We
So
find
Dora and
this,
Boots.
yeah. We find this alleyway on the side of the
Mhm.
school, like right at the border of the school, like where the fence is, and we know this. No one goes here because
Mhm.
it's overgrown with grass and stuff like that. But there's a little path, so we went inside the path. Okay, it's this long stretch of uh like this long stretch of path, and it's full of rocks and grass, and on one side it's not called a fence, it's called it's not a chain link fence, it's more of like a, what do you call it, like it's made out of cement, like it's a cement wall, and then on the other side it's a building, like the side of the building.
So it's a wall.
It's not really, is it a wall?
Okay.
But it acts like a fence.
I would maybe because
Like
if
a
it's cement,
really
then
tall
technically it's a
fence.
wall.
Okay, then we'll say it's a wall. Okay, so
A
it's
really
a wall.
tall wall.
Yeah, a really tall wall, and
Sorry.
on the other side, it's the side of the building, and there's windows, looking out. So we were walking down, and there's this room that's all black, and we don't know what's in there, but when I stopped to look, I saw a white lady looking at me through the window.
Did you say hi?
I ran. I was like, there's a white lady, and like I ran, and
Just book it.
I tripped and I fell. Okay?
Oh.
It's like it's like a horror film. Like when you see the monster and you run away,
Mm.
but
You
instead
run.
I run, I trip because I saw
You
a
fall.
ghost. I fall, and remember how I said there were lots of
The ghost gets you.
overgrown grass and
Yeah.
rocks around?
Grass. Mhm.
I feel this sharp pain in my left knee. I turn around and look at my leg, and I'm bleeding. A rock had
Period.
pierced my left knee.
Ooh.
Like this really sharp rock had like pierced my left knee. And at this point I was like just full of shock. So I get up, I go out of the alley, and there were lots of caretakers of the kids waiting for their kids, of course. And I walk out, and all of the
Bleeding.
caretakers start screaming because my leg was bleeding so bad, like my whole leg was covered in red. My white
Blood.
socks, it's red socks now.
Soaked.
It was soaked. Yeah, so like I was rushed to the clinic. Thankfully, the clinic was like right near where I tripped. So they rushed me there, and they immediately called my mom, and
Your mom
my mom
gave you a
picked me up.
scolding.
No, she didn't. She picked me up, and then we went to the hospital, and I was told that I couldn't get it stitched for some reason. I don't know why. So, what happened was, sorry, what happened was, they just let it heal by itself. So now I have this
Mm.
huge scar on my left knee.
Your knee.
Uh-huh. And that is the story of how I saw a white lady and it nearly killed me.
Because I thought you were gonna talk about your uncle for a second there.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
He is saved for another fart. But anyway,
No,
yeah.
because like you talked about him already.
Yeah, I have, but I'll save it for another fart.
Okay.
Like the full story of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. That's my fart.
Hmm.
Any reactions?
Wait,
Nins?
how did you like figure it out na, oh, it's a white lady, not a nurse or something?
No, I was sure it was a white lady. It was like she was in all white. She had white hair. She was a little bit transparent, and she just looked at
Mm.
me like through the window.
Through the window, to
Excuse
the
me. There's something
wall.
in my
Okay.
throat.
Go drink water, dude. Let's go to a break and then go drink water.
Wow, someone's leading the show.
Yes. That's what you always do.
I hiccup.
You always
Okay,
go on a break
we're
after.
gonna go take a break.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's gonna go drink water.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
Fuck.
go get water. And then he's gonna keep cursing.
Damn it. Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Sa mukha eh.
Scary, petrifying, terrifying, spine-chilling, blood-curdling, horrifying. Got some scary stories that happened to you? We want it and we'll read it here in the Farts podcast. Email us a voice recording or write to us telling your scary experience at fartspod@gmail.com. Or send us a voice message over the Anchor app and get featured on our next episode.
And welcome back. Okay.
Hello.
1 or 2?
9.
Something for your ear hole, a tale to scare. This one talks about a murder, that one wails about a ghost, and will Niña read them? Yes, indeed. Now something for your ear holes, a tale to scare. Searching here and there and everywhere, crying stories. Niña, please, can't you read them? Oh, yes, she do.
Oh,
Hello.
I doubled the claps for that one because
Oh,
I pressed the clap button as well.
twice.
And yeah. Okay. Ninya, what is your story about?
My story is, I believe I told this before, so I'm gonna tell 2 stories, just in case I've already told one of them.
Okay, no,
So
no,
I'll be
like
giving 2.
give me the first one. What's the first one?
Are you gonna edit this out?
No. What's the first one? Just give me like a quick summary. Is it
It's in
the house?
It's in yes, a house, and then with the black cup. White lady then.
You probably told that one already. What's the other
Okay.
one?
Then I double.
Devil
Mm-mm.
or Devil?
I have. Which one do you want?
Wow!
Sikat ako, no? Artista ako sa mga multo.
Sikat sa mga multo.
Ina. I know, right? Fucking shit, bro. Like, legit scary as fuck.
Okay. Give me the Devil. Okay, here we go.
Okay. my school where
Oh,
a
pause, 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 pause.
hi
You
Douglas.
kind of cut off.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
So in my old school where Andrew graduated, um, there were stories about ghosts and all that stuff back then there. And we didn't used to believe it until one day, I believe it was fourth, fifth grade or something like that. Because it happened so long ago, I don't remember exact details. But
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, the other classes, in the middle of the day, the other classes rushed to the auditorium. So when our class saw that people from other classes and other grades were rushing to the auditorium, we decided to rush in with them. And when we got there, there was this huge crowd of just students trying to see what's going on inside the auditorium. So curiously, I went around and asked people I knew what's going on, what's up, what happened, and then they were telling me that apparently inside the auditorium there are people, and then but other
Yeah, of
people can
course,
see
there
the
are
other
people in
people.
the auditorium.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, so, but like, apparently there are people in the auditorium that other people can't see, and that the auditorium itself is locked. So there basically are ghosts inside the auditorium. So, um, I'm fairly small, so I
Can't
smushed my
see.
way.
Oh, I thought you
Shut
couldn't
up! No,
see
I
the
smushed my
window.
way through the crowd and like made my way in front of the door of the auditorium, and then our auditorium doors have this window that's
Hold on,
really
hold on,
thin
hold
and
on.
tall.
I want to ask,
Wow.
is this the high
Yeah.
school auditorium or is there a
Yeah.
different auditorium?
No, it's the same. It's the
It's
one
the
auditorium.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
picture it. I can picture it. Okay, keep
Yeah.
going.
So you know the windows. The windows are like thin and tall, right?
Yeah.
And then
So you had to jump.
I had to shut up. No, I had to tiptoe. Shut
Oh.
up. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. I had to tiptoe just to like peek in, and then what I saw was all the chairs were aligned. It was in this row, and then it was neatly arranged. And I saw this girl. Uh, she had this long hair, and then her hair was a bit tied at the back, and she was wearing a Girl Scout uniform. She was just sitting down there, and I'm like, all right, okay. I see a girl, and then like people around me were like whispering and talking. Oh, do you see the guy? Do you see someone in the piano? Someone in the drums? Oh, there's one in the stairs on the stage. Others saw someone by the air conditioning. So I'm like, there's no one there except for the one girl. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna go back from like at the back portion and hang out with whoever I know was there. So when I left, a few seconds later, people started screaming and like backing away from the door because apparently, from the aisle where I saw the girls sit down to the very back of it, basically, she sat about three, four rows at the very back. So that
Uh-huh.
line going backwards, all the chairs suddenly got disarranged. Like some of them fell, and it
What?
was like chaos. Yeah, like like as if like people just threw chairs around. No, nothing got destroyed, but
Uh-huh.
like it just got disarranged, and then like people were freaking out, and then a few seconds after that, or a few minutes after that specific thing, because our auditorium has stairs on both left and right by the door. So on the left side of the stairs, there were people huddled there as well. It's like a really long line of people. They were also trying to get on like the balcony inside the auditorium. That's the only way to the balcony. So like a few minutes after the whole chair event happened, people started screaming on the left side of the stairs, and a lot of people started to rush away, rush down, because apparently um, they say that when they were trying to open the door itself suddenly tried to open or like
Went
basically rattled. That's the
went
yeah.
like that.
It rattled.
Uh-huh.
So uh yeah. Eventually I'm pretty sure you know what's his name, the janitor, the really old janitor, Manong Edgar or something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Edgar, right? Yeah. Eventually, Mano Edgar came because apparently teachers were like complaining that the students are not going in back into classroom because we're all hanging out in the auditorium, and then we're all kind of freaking out
Ooh,
there.
there's a
Ooh.
scary ghost and it could kill us.
Yeah,
Let's hang out
yeah,
there.
exactly. But yeah,
Horror movie,
so
people.
I know, right? And then like there's a shit ton of people too. So Mano Edgar came and he's like, okay, okay, make way. So like the Bible, like the sea parted and Mano Edgar walked and opened the
Uh-huh.
opened the auditorium and then like like we were all watching him walk around with his flashlight. Just walk around the auditorium and then no one dared to go in and then but I hear people like whispering holy shit like not holy shit but like they were like what the fuck
You were
or something like
kids.
that. No,
You
I
were
know, I
kids
like
in
I know
fifth
it's
grade.
like
Don't say
or
bad words.
yeah, no,
Kids, don't
no,
say bad words.
no. Other kids are saying like Manu Edgar just passed or like this kid just went through Manu Edgar and then he's just walking and then like other people are like oh it's right in front of him, it's right, why can't you see it? And then like you can hear people whisper and stuff, but for me I never saw a girl
You never saw
inside
her
the
again.
auditorium. No, no, not in the school or anything further. It's just no one's there, like everyone says. And then at the end of the entire thing, we when he finished his little round, he basically shooed the kids away from the
Uh-huh.
auditorium. And going back, like while talking to other kids or older kids, they told me that actually, with regards to the one on the stairs, there were two things that happened. First of all, it wasn't locked. Some kids did went inside and basically rattled the door. But the second thing is that after they did the trick for the rattling, they decided to go out, lock the door, and close it. But it happened the second time when no one was inside.
What?
Yeah, that's what they say. I'm like, what? As well. So yeah, that's my fart.
You have a better fart than me.
You want the other one? Because sikat nga ako sa multo-puta.
No, 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 no. Keep that because we'll eventually come back to this topic again. You do know that.
Hmm,
So we don't want you to
true.
run out of stories. Thank you so much,
I have
Nins, for
like
that fart.
three.
Wow,
No, no
I'm so
problem.
popular. I have 3.
With ghosts and like hauntings. So send help.
Okay. Um. Yeah, that's it. This show is pretty short today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are gonna end it right here.
Yeah. This podcast is
Oops.
brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
No, no. We are not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Hold on.
I mean, we never know.
Let's just wait for my dog to finish barking. You know, just consume the time. Um,
Sure.
ooh, I'm thinking of okay. So, instead of stories that will make us go how by audience people, we read we find
Online
stories.
stories.
Yes. What do you think of that?
So we go to Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Ooh. So maybe
So Reddit people, we're coming after you guys.
okay, so it's going to be different every week. I'm thinking na because next week
I'll
we have a
alternate.
guest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wait, whose guess? Mine or yours?
your guest.
Okay.
You're the only one with the guests, Nins.
I thought you have a guess.
Oh yeah, I do. But
See?
But
Oldie.
next week it's your guest. Hopefully, they'll say yes. So
Um, they did, but the
we're
thing
still
is,
waiting for their
we're
schedule,
still
right?
waiting for the schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we recording? So
Uh,
we can like
well,
save a date.
we're not gonna tell the people. We're not gonna tell the
So
people listening. We'll talk about it in the chat. But yeah. For those days that we don't have a audience story or a guest
this is
or
what happens.
no. What we do is we read stories that we find on the internet.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so watch out for that. And Tirso just sent me a text message.
Nice.
He says that
Hi,
Halloween
Teresa.
is in a month,
Mm-hmm.
and
Are you
what
gonna go trick or treating?
no, what can we do for Halloween? Cuz obviously it's the spooky month. It's a spooky day.
Spooky.
What can we do on Halloween? So I'm thinking of stuff like that. Maybe we'll announce some things next week. But for now, we will end today's show.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Frightening, Alarming Real Life Tales Show. You can follow Niña on all her socials at Nin C Fernandez. That's NINCFERNANDEZ. I'm at the Andrew Tops on everything, and the show's Facebook and Twitter is at FARTSPod. If you've got a scary story you'd like to share, then you can email fartspod@gmail.com or message us on our socials. See you next week. Bye!
Bye.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting!
What?
We will have our... okay, so by the time that this
YouTube.
episode comes out... why did I have an accent there? By the time this episode comes out, our first episode will be uploaded on YouTube, so kindly go to... like just search on YouTube, frightening, alarming, real life tales show, or like, what was that? Or Farts Pod, and we should be there. Our first episode is up right now on YouTube. Go subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends about it. They can listen to this show on YouTube, and we want you to just
Be
spread.
a part of it.
Yeah, like be part of it, because you guys, without you, we would not have Farts Pod. Like, yeah, literally, without humans,
Yes.
we wouldn't have farts. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Bye.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.